I will introduce now our next speaker and also a partner of IRF, Roxana Cazan, from the executive director of Archer. She's a dedicated advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion with over 8 years of experience in working in workforce development and program management, spanning education, public service, and manufacturing. As executive of Archer, she's committed to advancing equity, to strategic leadership and impactful initiatives. Roxana's accomplishments include launching the Gateway to Belonging Day program at the University of Oklahoma, and creating equitable career pathways at Smithfield Foods. With expertise in strategic planning, public speaking, and team building, she excels at fostering collaboration and addressing systemic issues affecting marginalized communities. Roxana holds a PhD and an MBA focused on organizational development and 2 additional master's degrees. Roxana?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you for joining us.
Perfect. Thanks for having me here. I'm going to try to share my screen. There we go. Oops, didn't mean to share this, but I will put it in the chat in a second when we are done. And we're going to get started with the presentation. Thank you so much for having me here today. And I see Calvin joined me. I'll introduce him in a minute. I'll speak today about Archer. I'll speak about who I am, who we are at Archer, and I'll go over the presentation. Ooh, that went a little too fast. Oh, here we are. I also have a title for the presentation: Cultivating Cultural Identity and Resilience Through Community Engagement and Scholarship. So I'm honored to be here today to share with you how the American-Romanian Coalition for Human and Equal Rights, I keep referring to it as Archer, has contributed to promoting cultural resilience and intellectual engagement within the Romanian-American diaspora and all diasporas. A little bit about myself, as I promised. I'm Roxana Cazan, and I serve as Executive Director of Archer since 2021, when we became incorporated as a 501c3. Archer is an organization dedicated to empowering the Romanian-American diaspora through advocacy, education, and community engagement. Under my leadership, Archer has spearheaded initiatives that foster cultural resilience. They promote intellectual dialogue and provide tangible support to individuals navigating immigration and integration challenges. Passionate about building bridges between communities, I'm committed to creating spaces that celebrate diversity, equity, and shared identity. And you can learn a little bit more about me on LinkedIn and about the organization in a minute. I'll share our website link. For those of you who have not heard of Archer, I should just mention that Archer's mission is to support members of the diaspora to become active advocates for social justice, anti-racism, and human rights in our communities. We accomplish this mission in several ways. We engage diaspora communities through dialogue for a deeper understanding of history and current political and social events by examining and addressing racism, prejudice, and bigotry. We spark curiosity through open and honest conversations to examine diverse cultural, personal, and professional experiences and to explore and understand personal biases. We champion sharing meaningful life stories and ideas to build knowledge and awareness about cultural diversity and to fight against racism, sexism, ableism, and other isms that, and all forms of marginalization and oppression. We establish and encourage partnership and collaboration with anti-racist and social justice advocates and organizations as a factor of change. We support research initiatives for a better understanding of racism and other social justice and human rights challenges, and we collaboratively participate in educational projects to strengthen our community's capacity to advocate for respect, inclusion, and social justice. Today, I'll discuss 2 impactful events organized by Archer this year that exemplify our commitment to cultural identity, community connection, and interdisciplinary collaboration. So let's get started. And let me pull up my notes here. There we are. So this first event had a clear purpose of empowering individuals facing immigration challenges by providing practical advice and support through personal stories and expert guidance. We had a bunch of speakers. We had Dana Bucin, immigration attorney. We had Mihaela Campion, who's also president of Archer and a community advocate and psychologist. And we had Oana Amaria, who's a DIB consultant and owns her own company. The themes that they spoke about are or include understanding immigration policies and overcoming systemic barriers, strategies for professional personal growth within the diaspora, and then also cultivating resilience and belonging through shared experiences. And this event is available on our YouTube channel, so Archer's YouTube channel. The impact, of course, was, I think, really meaningful because it connected attendees with resources and strategies for navigating all sorts of challenges coming up with immigration, and it really helped foster a supportive environment for dialogue and mentorship. So I highly encourage you to look up the event on YouTube and to watch it if you have a minute or so, just in passing, to kind of like get a sense of what we're about. And this was a poster for the event. You can also find it on our Facebook page. We still rely fairly heavily on Facebook for communicating with our supporters, but we also have all kinds of other social media, Twitter, Instagram, and we also use LinkedIn as well. The second event we organized this year was a book discussion with Marius Turda, and this was on his book that is coming up, has been published in Romanian this year, but next year is supposed to come up in English translation. And the focus of this event was to explore themes of identity, race, and social memory in the book that I mentioned before, titled În căutarea românului perfect. So we had Mario Sturda, the author, and he's an established historian at Oxford Brookes. We had Dr. Cristina Bejan, historian artist based in Denver, Colorado, here with me. I'm also in the same space. And we also had a PhD candidate and sociologist joining us from Romania, Adrian Nicolae Furtună. And what they talked about was this idea of national identity and evolution in modern Romanian history. They talked about legacies of race and eugenics in shaping societal structures. And they also talked about social memory and justice for marginalized communities. And this discussion was moderated by Ana and Mihaela, who I encourage you to also go and look up. They were magnificent. This event is also available on our YouTube channel. I'm sure that you're going to see Calvin there supporting both events with wonderful commentary and questions as well, and our other supporters. The impact of this event was an enhanced understanding of Romanian's historical complexities among diaspora members, and again, an interdisciplinary dialogue that encouraged scholarly collaboration. So both events really, really meaningful. Here's the poster for the second event. Again, you can find it on our social media as well. Ana Hoșbotă, whom I mentioned earlier before only by first name, is the creator of these amazing posters. So we're really grateful for her contribution as well. And she also recently wrote a book review of Turda's book in, I think it's Iași University's, one of their academic journals. So just to kind of like wrap this around Archer's mission and vision that I mentioned earlier before, you know, we try to align with the efforts of the Immigration Research Forum. I think that our collaboration has been really meaningful so far, and we continue to build this meaningful bridge and collaboration, navigating talent mobility. Archer's events, I should say, have empowered individuals to overcome challenges, contributing to professional and personal resilience in the transatlantic talent exchange. We also help build stronger bridges through dialogue and mentorship. Archer has fostered deeper connections between the Romanian American diaspora and other communities in the US and globally. And then also promoting innovation by engaging diverse voices and interdisciplinary perspectives. Archer supports innovation in addressing cultural and social issues. And we also have learned some lessons, and we have some future goals. Some key insights from the events we organized are the power of storytelling, of course, in strengthening identity and belonging. I think that all of the Archer core team members are firm believers in the power of storytelling in moving minds and hearts into, you know, a core consensus, no matter how you position yourself in terms of identity and beliefs. We, of course, don't want to shift those away. Those are yours, but to really understand that we have that shared humanity, no matter who we are. And also the role of mentorship, identifying somebody that inspires you and that can kind of like inform some of the choices that you can also make in the future in empowering you as a member of a diaspora, no matter who that diaspora is, right? And then also informing us in our future goals, hopefully to expand this idea of mentorship initiatives in the future to support the emerging talent in the diaspora, and also to develop programs that emphasize cultural exchange and collaboration. And one event that we will hope to pick up in the future is our writing contest that we launched 2 years ago, and that was really successful, and we had a lot of fun with it. And hopefully we can find the resources to pick that up again. And I think that this brings me towards the end of the presentation. I want to thank everyone for your attention. And just to remind everyone that Archer's work tries to reflect the strength of cultural resilience and collaboration within our diaspora by fostering intellectual engagement and providing practical support. We're trying to empower individuals and to build a stronger, more connected community. And before I finish, I want to give a shout out to my strong partners, Mihaela Campion, Ana Hoșbotă, Calvin, who's here and always present. Thank you, Calvin. Crina Taraș, Cristina Bejan, and all the other folks involved in making Archer events happen. Thank you all for the opportunity to share our story. I look forward to exploring ways we can collaborate to further these goals. Happy Merry Christmas, Crăciun Fericit, and Happy Hanukkah, and all the other holidays that this year seem to kind of like beautifully collide. My family celebrates Yalda today, which is the winter solstice as well. So happy
holidays, and thank you for the wonderful presentation. It's wonderful to hear, you know, the same ethos and the same values that underpin our work. And it's been a pleasure to work with all of you, and we'll continue to do so. Happy